Hi, hope you can see me. I've been up to the material shop, craft shop Spotlight. The canvas I wanted to get, which was striped, the lady said it's not very good if it's going to be outdoors all day, every day. Within 2 weeks it would disintegrate. Unfortunately, the good stuff I couldn't get in a nice stripe. The stripe they had was a bit not very pretty. So I decided to go on just the plain black. Now, I needed 2 meters of it, mainly because it's 1.5 meters wide. And I'm going to need nearly 3 meter width. So what I'm going to do is these 2 meters, I'm going to cut in half. So I've got 2 1 meter lengths, and then I'm going to sew them together. I'll have a seam in the middle, which could be a pain in the neck, but yeah, that's what happens. Where's my other end? And I originally thought about putting Velcro just to wrap it around. Then I thought, well, the Velcro being outdoors, it could get, sand blows around no matter what I do out there. If I get bits of sand inside the Velcro, eventually it's going to lose its grip. So I shall show you what I decided on once I've cut this in half. And I'm doing it on the floor because I don't have a table big enough to put it on, or not a table set up big enough. I do have trestle tables outdoors which I could use, but I don't want to have to go and try and set a trestle table up by myself. It's easy with 2 people. So if I can just get this, doesn't look like it's been cut quite straight there, but that's alright. I don't actually need a full metre. I did measure the girth around the pool cover, and it's actually going around is 75 mil, so a metre's giving me a bit of extra wriggle room for I can do seams and stuff, and allow for not straight lines when it's been cut at the shop, although they do have a guide that they cut along, so I don't know how that happened. So anyway, here we go. They've got 40% off at the moment at Spotlight, which finishes on next Sunday. So I got myself all the stuff I need to do this cover with, and I got myself some new sheets as well. And I saved myself $81 on the sheets, so that's the VIP. That wasn't the 40% discount. That was a completely separate discount that I got. I'll explain that in better detail. Later on. Okay. Alright. Okay, so that's my 2 pieces now. What I'm going to do is take it through to the sewing and craft room, sew those together, and then what I'm going to do, I had planned on doing the blue and white stripe, so I'd already put these in my basket. I didn't feel like going all the way back to change them to black, so we're going to have a bit of a contrast. It's dark enough for the blue not to have to worry, and then I've got the buckles, so it's going to be easy. Sew those on, and then all I'm going to do is buckle it in 3 spots. So that's that bit, and now we will go to the craft room, sewing room, and I'll show you the next bit. Okay, I think might be alright there. Alright, so what I've got is my 2 pieces now. Put the sides together. I'm going to do, I don't know if this has got an inside and an outside, just let me have a look. Is there a difference? Usually you can see by the selfridge edge, but I can't tell. That's folded in. There doesn't seem to be any difference in the material, whether it's shiny on one and flat on the other side. I don't think it matters which way it's going to go. So what I need to do is I'm going to do a double seam on this one. So I'm going to sew it that way, and then I'm going to turn it in the other way and do another seam to make sure it's nice and strong. Or would I be better? No, I will do that. I need to see, have I got the right cotton? No, I've got white in there. I don't want white, so I'm going to have to do okay, I've got the needle threaded. I didn't want you to have to suffer through that because I have a little piece that comes down and helps me thread it, but it usually takes 3 or 4 goes before I get the needle in exactly the right position. So anyway, here we go. It's all threaded, ready to go. So you're not going to want to watch all of this, so I'll be quiet while I'm doing this so I can speed it up for you. I want it on zigzag. I don't want it on zigzag. I need it on that one. Should do. A little bit longer. They're doing very, very fine stitches. I think I need a little bit longer. I'm going to be here all day otherwise. That's making a strange noise. Ah. Don't like that sound. Something's not working right. Now if you can see, it's all gone and bunched up underneath. Whether it's because the 2 cottons are different strengths, I don't know. But I'm going to have to undo all that and start again. So I'll be back. The sewing machine's ready. I've put the bobbin in the top. I've filled the spool with the same cotton. And let's see how we go here. Hopefully the sewing machine's going to work properly. It does have its days. Okay, that's that bit done. I don't know if I can actually make this stitching any bigger, but it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do now is turn it inside out, the other way. Some of all this frayed bit, that'll all disappear when I do the hems on it. What I might do is just turn this little iron on. Shouldn't take too long for it to warm up. What I might do is actually iron that bit and see. I mean, to get something to put underneath here. I don't have. I can use. No, I better not use that. Haven't got anything here. Okay, I've got a tea towel to protect my desk from the heat. Push that up there a bit, and that there. The light's now green, my little iron is ready to use. I actually got this to use when I'm doing vinyl, for doing small stubby holders. They're great for if you're doing vinyl on a cap. It's great for the cap, just when you're doing small areas. It saves using the big heat press. I don't know what I've done there, but I've got white all over it somehow. If I can press this, it might make it easier to sew. Could have done it with a big iron, which would have been a bit quicker, but then I'd have to go into the laundry to the setup in there. And this is doing the job just as well. I might actually take it up to the full heat. I only had it on 2. It won't take long. You can already feel the difference. You'll hear it beep when it gets to full heat. There you go. Down there. I really do need to sort this room out because I've got stuff all over the place. I need to sort the cupboards out, shelves. I need more storage in here really. But I'm running out of space to put more storage. I've only got a little house with little rooms. I keep saying I need 2 more rooms. I'm in a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house already, and I reckon I need 2 more rooms. I do have to confess, I do have 1 guest bedroom, so if I changed that and didn't have a guest bedroom, I'd have a bit more space for storage. So. But you never know who might want to come and stay, so I've got to keep a guest bedroom available. Now that's interesting, I've lost my cottons, there they are. Okay, so more music and speed coming up, so you don't have to watch this boring bit. Okay, just had a clonk. It's the second clonk I've had. Don't know if you can see right there. I heard a clonk, had to have a look, and I actually did try to speed it up with the foot pedal and it went clonk. And now I've got down to here and it's just, I don't know, snapped the cotton for some reason. So bear with me while I rethread the needle. Okay, so where it snapped off, what I'm going to do, I'm going to run over it backwards and forwards a couple of times just to make sure that that area's... Oh no! Ah! It didn't just snap the thread, it's actually... It's... The needle has snapped. So I've now got 2 pieces of needle. How that's happened, I've got no idea. There we go, again. What have I got? Let's try again. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, because that snapped the needle and I've only got that much to go, where it broke off, rather than try and unpick it and tie a knot in the cotton. I'm just going to go over it a few times frontwards, reverse, just to make sure that that's nice and tight and it won't come undone. Locking. Can you hear that click? That's where the needle's breaking and I don't know what's going on. The cotton's gathering up underneath and I don't know if it's because I'm trying to go too fast. Well, this job is not going to get done today because, I don't know if you can see, it just keeps bunching up underneath. I think I'm going to have somebody to look at my sewing machine, which is a nuisance because last time I got it serviced at the Genome Centre, it took them 3 weeks and I don't have 3 weeks to wait. So I might have a look at it myself, see if there's something going on underneath here. It might just be dust and it might need cleaning out, I don't know. So anyway, that's as far as we're going to get today. Fixed that issue. I took the casing off and there was a bit of dust underneath. I don't know if that was the problem or not, but at least I managed to get to the end of that seam. So now what I need to do is, because it's 75 centimetres round, I've got 1 metre . What have I got here? This is 95, so it's actually 116, so it's 1.16 metres. I don't really need it that big. I can do a decent hem on either side that then I can stitch this down to. Otherwise it's going to be looping over. I'm going to have to think this one through, I think, first. I'm going to pin it all up first and then see how it goes. So I'll write down what I'm doing so that if what I'm doing works, I can come back and tell you exactly what I did. So let's give this bit a miss. Okay, so I've measured it in depth. It's 116 centimetres. I really only need 75 centimetres to go around the cover itself, the pool cover itself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make it 76 because it's easier to calculate on an even number than an odd number. So I need each side to be turned down 20 centimetres. Which, that's not too bad because that gives me a nice, if I do 10 centimetre and then 10 centimetre, that gives me a decent support to put my straps on. So I've got actual 1, 2, 3 layers of material as opposed to just having one if I just put a small hem. So I think that'll work better. So what I'm going to do is, as you see, this side is level. The other side, if you remember when I had it out on the floor in the kitchen, it did have a bad cut on it. It wasn't a straight cut. You can see if I put it against there that that side is a little bit higher than that. I am going to have to cut that off, I think, to make it easier. Otherwise I'm going to have another bulky bit bent under. But just to get this bit, I wanted to show you what I was going to do, and then I can just sew it all up and then come back and show you the straps. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend that over. I'm going to measure 10 centimetres. Is a little bit more is there. Okay, so I've got that, and it needs to be level, so I've got to make sure that my seams meet in the middle, otherwise I'm going to have problems when I get to the ends. So I'm going to pin that down just for now, remembering that I've got to go another 10 just so I can roll over and get 10 centimetres all the way along so that it's straight. And this is where it would help if I had a really long bench, because it keeps falling down the front, it's sliding off the side, and I can't keep anything straight. So anyway, we'll do our best with what we have. I do have 4 tables outside that I could use. But I'll need to set one up and have it permanently set up. And at the moment I can't do that because I've got to clean out the whole patio area. It's full of stuff. Craft stuff, Christmas decoration stuff, Christmas lights, there's all sorts out there. And it really does need emptying. Now that, as you can see, isn't straight, it's got a lump in it, so I haven't measured this one correctly. And I haven't. I've just poked my finger with the pin, so I'm going to start bleeding soon. It doesn't take much for me to bleed. Good job I'm not working on white material. Slightest little prick, and so there you go. Look at that. I'm going to have to put something on that because it's that I am going to end up with blood everywhere. I'll be back in a minute. First aid done. Let's hope that's the last finger that gets poked. Turn it on full again. I'm going to turn the little iron on so I can iron this so it stays flat once I've pinned it, because I need it flat for when I fold it another 10 centimetres. This is really not very comfortable working area. get that up on my knee so it doesn't keep falling down. Would have been easy just to order one online, but most of the ones I saw online were for a normal sized pool. But mine's only a plunge pool, which is really only 2.5 metres wide, which gives me the 3 metres for the blanket, only because that's how big the roller is. And they don't make them that small, they make them up to 4.5 metres, which is twice the size of really what I want. So I'm making one. Not like I haven't got anything else to do. That's too much. Take it up to there. Possible that this isn't straight because of all these bits, and I'm throwing my measurements out, but it'll do. Now what I've realised is if I go again and then I fold this in, you're going to have that horrible, that'll be at the top and it'll look a mess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this in now. So when I do the next roll, at least that edge looks neater. I really should fold it in twice. I don't know. Because that's going to make this top corner really, really thick. But it would look better. And it would keep a neater edge on it all the way inside and out. That's what we're going to do. I haven't measured that because really the width doesn't matter. Or some pins. I'm not going to do it all the way down because now I need this bottom edge to match the top edge, and I can't do anything with that until I get this cut straight and get rid of this extra bit that's on here. So anyway, that is showing you what it's going to eventually look like. So what I can do now is go all the way along and fold that over onto itself. Take that pin out of there and pin it there. Now I've got to go all the way along now and fold it back to itself so that I know it's 10 centimetres there all the way along. And then when I sew it, what I will do is put a row of stitching on this edge and a row of stitching on that edge, and that way that's extra strength. And then when I put these on, I'll stitch them down that way as well. So there's extra strength for each section. So when it's together, I don't know, the wind might pick it up a bit and pull it. I don't want it to be pulling the stitching undone. So we can only try it and see what happens. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll have to go back to the drawing board. Let's just give that a bit of a press to once I've got it all pinned, I'll take it into the laundry and do it with the big iron. And again, I've folded it in on that side, which I was supposed to do on that roll, wasn't I? So undo it, fold it in, and then over we go. So that's that whole side now done. What I've got to do now is, I've got a cramp in my leg from the way I've been sitting. I've got to do the bottom bit now. Remembering that I've got to turn that in this time before I start. So I'll get all of that done. You don't need to sit and watch me, even with a bit of music and speeding it up. It is boring. So I'll finish it off. And what I'll do is I'll come back when I've done most of the sewing, so you can see it sewn down. I'll just do the last bit for you and then show you how we do the straps. Okay, I'll see you when I get back. Hey, here we are again. It's Monday. All sorts of issues going on around here at the moment. I realised I was going through to see where I was up to yesterday, and I realised that the camera was far too close to the desk, so you weren't seeing a lot of what was happening at desk level. So I've now moved the camera back. I also realised that the clock, it was on 5 to 11 for the whole video. I put a new battery in, so the time should change. Now what happened yesterday was I had to do the other side, and I sat on the floor for quite a while doing the pins, and in the end my knee was so sore I had to stop. So I thought, that edge is going to be going inside anyway. Nobody's going to know whether it's the right shape, whether it's straight or not. So I took all the pins out and I cut it as much as I could that I thought was straight. It's not straight completely, it doesn't matter. Plus I also realised I need a haircut. So anyway, we're getting back to doing the other side. And what I'm going to do is I'm doing it from here. And I did find out that, yes, I do have an issue with the speed. I tried doing it again fast and it bunched up underneath. I had one little hiccup when I was doing this bit, because I went all the way around here. I started at one end, went across the bottom, up the other side, across the top and then down. And just before the centre piece, I heard a little clunk, just a tiny one. And now I can't see it there. And you won't be able to see it, it's just one stitch that went funny with that clonk. So I had to slow it down. Which is a nuisance because now it's taking me longer to get things done. So if I've got no more sewing that needs to be done for a while until after Christmas, I might put it in for a service and then I know it's done properly. So now I've just got to bunch all of this up on my lap to keep it straight, and I'm sorry but you're going to have to make do with the side of me and the back of me again for a while. Just while I show you this bit, I'm not going to do it all because you don't need to see it all. Where have the pins gone from that one? I don't know. Alright, so what I've got to do now is I need this 76 centimetres wide. So I'm going to do a measure from that end to over here, and 76 is there. Make sure it's right. So I have got quite a lot of material here. I need to bring that down to there. So I think what I might do with this is go all the way along and pin it so that I know that that's 76 wide. See how much of that needs tucking under. Making sure that you get them straight here. If you're not straight on this edge, you're going to be out by the time you get to the other edge. So I'm going to put 2 pins in. Oh, literally 2 pins, I didn't mean that. I'm going to pin there and pin down there. And I'm going to have to do that all the way down. If I run into a problem where I'm going to have too much here and I'm going to have a bit and then another bit, then I'm going to have to cut it. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that doesn't happen. So I'll get this done, I'll sew it, and then I'll come back to you, because you don't need to, even with music and speeding it up, it is boring. Let's keep the video as short as we can, and I'll come back when it's all sewn up and we'll do the straps and the buckles. Okay, I shall see you later. Okay, I've come back up. Oh, I don't know what that was. Rolled on something. I hope I didn't break anything. Okay, so I came back a bit sooner than I thought I would be. Doing it, the two hems didn't work. I was getting myself a bit too caught up trying to get the 76 exact. So what I'm doing now, I've done that side and then I went to the centre. I did the centre to get that right, and then it made it easy to fold that and sort of get a better idea of where I needed to be. So I've done that bit. Now I've done the other end. And as you can see, by pulling it, I've got a better idea of where my pins need to go. So what I will do from now is, from this end, I can put it out flat. I've got a better so now I can do the 76 from this end, and at that end I can now just move it in, so that I know I've definitely got 76 here. Makes it a lot easier, and then when all that's done, then I can go and tuck that other bit under and pin that. So just thought I'd show you that bit, because it did make it very difficult trying to do the two at once. This side was easy because I didn't have to worry about it. I had my measurement, I had the size for this side was the 10 and the 10. But to get this side, I've got to get it perfect. Otherwise, when I put it over the pool cover, I could end up with a decorative edge. Might look nice. Not what I want. Okay, so now I've shown you that bit. I will be back once it's all stitched up. Okay, I'll see you soon. Hey, back again. All the sewing has now been done. I've gone right around both sides, down the side, all the ends, and I've also pinned these. I did this last night. So all I have to do now is sew the straps. And the way I've done it is I've put it together. I put the first one, which is the clip itself, or the prongs, so that it dangles over. That way it made it easy then for me to line them up. And then what I did was measured 3 centimetres from this edge here to the edge of here. So there's a 3 centimetre gap. Each of the tabs, I cut them 16 centimetres long. Let me take measure, and I can tell you that in inches from here. So 16 centimetres is about 6 1/4 inches. You can do whatever length you want. I just wanted to put a decent length, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stitch it down, across, up, across, zigzag, not zigzag, crisscross, and give it extra strength so they don't just pull off if it gets windy. And what I did, I put one at each end, and I put one in the middle on that seam. This is the one that's going to be interesting to see how I go sewing it, because there's a lot of material, very bulky there. I may have to move it either to the right or the left of the seam so that I've not got as much bulk. I don't want to break another needle. And then what I did was I put another one in between the centre and the edge. So they're all exactly the same, 16 centimetres, which folded over is 8. And then what I did for the ends, because the ends do fray, all I've done is just turned over a small amount on both sides, so when I sew them that'll act like a little hem, so there'll be no fraying. I've got plenty left over just in case the 5 clips I've got are not enough. I can go and get some more and add them later. So then I can add one in between there and in between there, and one in between there in the centre. I just have to wait and see. I didn't want to buy too many in case it was a bit of overkill. So we'll see how it goes anyway. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sew all of these down. I'll do one. As you can see, I don't know if you can actually see it from there. I have turned it under there and there, but it just keeps poking out at the moment until I actually sew it down. And I'm thinking what I might do is, nah, I'm not, because once I take it off, then I'm going to lose the position. So once I sew it, all those raw edges will disappear. So let's do one. You don't need to see me sew the whole, ouch, another prick with a pin. You don't need to see me sew the whole lot. And I've actually been looking online this morning, just checking again about buying them. Now I could buy one pretty cheap on Temu, or Temu, however you want to pronounce it. They're about $40, but they only come in white. And I don't know that white outdoors is really a good colour. I don't know if black's going to be a good colour. At least I'll be able to see if the birds have pooped on it. Because you can guarantee the birds will start using it as something to sit on. Don't know how that'll go, washing it with. I suppose if I close the clips up it could go with the washing machine. So anyway, all up for the material, the strapping, the clips, and the large bobbin of cotton. Now that large bobbin of cotton was quite expensive, more than I'd normally pay for a bobbin of cotton. But all up, the whole thing's cost me $76. I could get one from the pool place for $68, so I haven't really saved myself much. And there's another pool place that actually does the daisy covers, the solar covers, and theirs is $74. Again, they only come in one colour, which is a very light grey, and they have a zip. Now, one had a zip outdoors to me is pointless. It's going to, eventually over time, it's going to get rusty. And the other one had Velcro strips. Now, I could have used Velcro. I've got heaps of Velcro here. I've got stick-on Velcro, I've got sew-on Velcro. The thing with Velcro that worries me is being outdoors, the wind blowing, eventually there is going to be sand and dust and all that getting into the little fibres, the little hooks and that eventually the Velcro is not going to work. I find it, I'm just trying to think, I've got some shoes that have the Velcro strap, the ankle straps on Velcro. And I've found over time, all I'm doing is wearing them out, going to the shop. I don't wear them out gardening, of course. But over time, that Velcro starts to wear. And what it is the constant opening and closing. It starts to pull at the loops, so they become less effective. I have found a way of fixing those. My shoes, I just put the strap on the desk, and I've got a very stiff scrubbing brush and I just scrub it. That helps. How long that will last though, I don't know. Anyway, bit of useless information there for you. So I'm sticking with the clips because I think these should last longer. So let's get the sewing machine forward. getting tighter and tighter to get under the foot as well, the thicker everything gets. Another reason why I might have to move that centre one. I might not be able to get the whole thing underneath the foot, and the foot is raised as high as it will go. Alright, now I'm not going to go all the way to the top because I don't want that getting in the way of me sewing. So let me turn around. Pin out, don't want to be going over a pin. You'll notice towards the end of a row of stitching, I do it by hand for a couple of turns. That way I know I haven't gone over. I'm staying exactly on the strap. So that one's got to go to there. That's about level with that one. There. Turn it that way. Right, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to go down one more across the bottom to make sure that that little hem there, where they're turned under, is well and truly, because that's where a lot of the pressure is going to come, and I don't want it ripping away. So I'm going to give it a couple of shots across there. Right, that's right on the edge. Now see, will it go backwards? Ouch! Got me. Okay, so I don't know if you can see where I've gone. Got a rectangle around there, I've got a cross there, and I've got a cross here 4 times now. So that's nice and strong. That's not going to pull away from the base. So then when I do that one, put it over my roller. There it is. And that will be the same then all on those other ones. And then that will cover over my solar blanket, which will protect it from all the sun. It probably won't rot that quickly, but so that's it now. I'm going to finish this off and I will see if I get chance. I can't see me getting chance over the next 3 days. It's Tuesday afternoon now, or almost Tuesday afternoon, 10 to 12. We've got rain today, tomorrow and Thursday. So I don't want to be taking the blanket off the pool and put it back in the water and off and put it back in the water. I'm not going to be able to put this on in between storms because I really want to get the blanket to dry out a little bit before I put this on. So we'll see how we go anyway. If the weatherman has got it wrong again and we don't have rain for the next 3 days, I can hear it now starting, so there is one on its way, another downpour on its way. So we don't know, we'll see. If he gets it wrong and we get some sunshine, I will get out there and I'll put it on and show you. Otherwise it could be a few days before that happens. Okay, here we are. So I've got to make sure we're the right way around. I'll start at this end and work my way along. Put that over there and clip it in there. Do the other end. Oh, look at that, perfect. Just a little bit longer than the blanket, so that's pretty good. Okay, that's that one done. See, it could do with tightening. That's only because it's not bulky there. Alright, this is the bulkiest bit in the middle, and this bit Okay, so I've turned it so the buckles are underneath. That way, because with my garden, the sun comes up over there. So this is in the sun all day until the sun goes down over there in the west. I'm going to tighten this so it won't roll. And there it is. One blanket cover to protect it from the sun. Now I do expect this to fade. It'll probably only take a couple of weeks maybe, because it's now going into summer, so we will have a lot of sun out here, but it doesn't matter if this fades as long as it doesn't fall to pieces. So there we have a pool cover. Now next week's video is going to be finishing off Alice, so I want to finish off this area. Feathers blowing everywhere. Don't want those blown into the pool. So yeah, next week, finish off Alice, get all this garden set up. I've got some pots to do, to put some plants to grow over the arch. So I look forward to seeing you then. Hi, I just want to say thank you very much if you're still here at the end of that very long video. I really appreciate you sticking around. If you have stuck around that long, it means I'm doing something right. So in that case, please subscribe to my channel, give me that thumbs up like button, and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate some feedback from everybody. And until next week when we do part 3 of Alice in Wonderland, enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye for now.